So anyhow, she decides this is it. My father is going to become a vegan. So I have to tell you, my dad grew up on a cattle ranch. But my dear dad has been, he doesn't know where the kitchen is in the house. He's been sitting at the dining room table for 55 years. And the food comes in, my mom makes it, he eats it, the plates go away, and that's the system. So she goes to the health food store, and she buys some products that are good. If you have not tried these, health food stores have changed. You know, it used to be that everyone inside them had tie-dyed shirts, and their name was Sunshine, and they were playing folk music, and the products were dusty. And if you bought soy milk, it was a powder. Do you remember that? You had to mix it up real quick and then pour it on your cereal before it precipitated. Well, and if you had a veggie burger, it was this gooey stuff that was like bready thingy, and you had to, it was horrible. Anyway, something happened. Health food stores, it's like stores on steroids. They're enormous. They have more products than you can imagine. They have, and my mom's buying all this stuff. They have hot dogs called not dogs. They have deli slices called phony bologna, and Canadian bacon and ham and turkey slices and chicken slices and everything, all made of soy or wheat derivatives or other things. There's no meat in them at all. They're totally vegan. She arrives home with sacks of this and makes my father a bologna sandwich with slices of tomatoes and Dijon mustard, and he thinks it's fine. And he's, you know, a little bit lighter taste, but he remembers when she did the whole milk to skim milk thing with him, so it's something like that. I got to tell you, he's been happily eating these foods now for years, and I've got 2 vegetarian parents, and only one of them knows it. So, the point that I'm making is do this in your own family. It is not enough for us to be healthy as individuals. My mom is the vegan police now. Last Christmas, my sister has a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, and my older brother has college-age kids. They're all home. And my mother will not allow a McDonald's bag anywhere inside. And it's the most wonderful. They're not vegans. They're not even vegetarian. But when they're in Fargo, they are. And you know what? My mom says, in some households, people aren't quite so pushy as I am. My husband is not going to die of a heart attack. My kids are not going to die of these diseases if I have anything to say about it. And if my grandkids need to learn what fresh fruits and vegetables taste like because I serve them here, that's what we're going to do. And you know what the kids do? They don't complain. They go in the kitchen and she'll say, would you please cut up this? She shows them how to do it. Would you tear up the lettuce? The little kids can do these things. They get engaged in it. And for the first time in their lives, they're talking about the foods and what they do in their bodies. And they leave there trading recipes, trading tastes, trading successes and failures. You can have duds. That's what experimenting is all about. But you also have some things that turn out pretty good. And their lives are changed. If we change only for ourselves, we're not tackling the problem that we have in this country, which is that America is now in the worst shape physically that we have ever been in. And the kids today in school, is this not true? They are more out of shape than any generation we have ever had. And if you could look, I don't just mean standing on the scale, yes. Partly from a lack of physical activity, partly because they're watching television, partly because of what is served them in the schools, partly because of the snack food places that they pass on the way home, partly because of advertising. All of these things conspire against parents. It's a tough way to go. But we can change things. Now, at the Physicians Committee, we have projects to reform school lunches, and by the way, I would invite you to join us in doing this. We have 5,000 physicians, but we have about 100,000 supporting members, and I'd encourage you to join us. If you get on the web, even whether you are a member or not, we have something called Breaking Medical News, where I will send you the latest research findings that come out, usually before you read about them in the paper, some of which you will never read about. Just go to our website, which is pcrm.org. Click on Breaking Medical News. In fact, I have one coming out on Wednesday about a new study that is coming out in the New England Journal. You'll hear about it here first. If we don't do this, if we keep all of this message to ourselves, we're not going to change the course of anybody's life. But if we, in our own humble ways, share the information that we have with other people, we can really change the course of this whole planet. And that's what we're doing together. And I want to thank you for letting me be a small part of doing this with you. Thank you very much.